Well, hello there. Welcome to another video. Thank you for tuning back in if you're returning, and thank you for watching if you're new here. My name is Libby's, and I like to talk all things healing, spiritual growth, personal development, and really stepping into your power. And today, I actually want to talk about a topic that's really been heavy on my mind because it's something that I'm actually going through right now, which is getting out of your comfort zone. We all have things that we want to do. We all have goals that we have dreamed of and really, really want to achieve at some point. And something I think that a lot of us also have in common is that we have thoughts that stop us right in our tracks. We get really, really comfortable in staying in our safety and comfort of not doing those things and just dreaming them and wishing and wishing and wishing that we could just make them happen, as opposed to actually taking the first step to making that dream, those thoughts, those goals a reality. And when I was thinking about what it meant to get out of, our comfort zone, I ended up realizing that in reality, getting out of our comfort zone means learning to trust ourselves more than trusting what other people want from us, expect from us, or, deem acceptable, right? Stepping out of our comfort zone, at least for me, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, what is stopping me? What kept on stopping me? And then I started thinking about it and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm scared of people judging me. I'm scared of failing. Shit, I'm even scared of succeeding, if I'm being honest. Like, what would happen if all these eyes were on me? But then I ended up recognizing deep down all of that. The reason that I'm scared to step out of that comfort zone is because I was molded to believe that there was one way for us to succeed. Or there were just a few ways for us to succeed. And in order for us to succeed, we had to go through the normal avenues that we continue to see replicated over and over again by the people in our lives and by the people that we saw, grew up with, or, admired at some point. But we're living in a completely new era. I mean, there's so many ways to succeed, and there's so many ways to do the things that you want to do and not necessarily have any deeper meaning than just wanting to do the things, right? Being able to step out of our comfort zone for me means trusting myself and my intuition before trusting and believing what other people think is right or will succeed, or, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, at some point in our lives, we have to move out of our instinctual patterns and move into our intuition a bit more. I think we live in a society in which we value people that work hard, that do things for other people, that succeed in these corporate ways. I mean, we're slowly moving out of that as we see with social media and everything. But at the end of the day, we all kind of have a picture of success. Like, if you close your eyes and you think about the word success, and like you see and you really pay attention to the first images that pop up in your head. I don't know about you, but for me, that's like suits, that's, corporate wear, that's climbing up the ladder, that's being a lawyer, a doctor, whatever. That's what success looks like to me, or it looked like for me. I'm starting to redefine it now, right? But now when I think about it, because I want to redefine what success looks like for me, or what it means, or what it is, I recognize that success is actually not even a destination. It's literally taking every step that we need to get closer and closer to ourselves. Because that's hard. That's hard. It's really, really easy to follow a guideline that someone else has created, right? That's worked for someone else. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to work for us. I mean, as you can tell, if you're around my age, I don't know about you, but I thought that going to college and doing all these things was going to make you successful. But a lot of people that thought the same way are not even doing the things that they went to school for. because we started going towards what other people wanted for us or what other people deemed successful. And because we wanted to fit in that frame of success, we went along that same path. But our path, every single one of our paths is different. At some point in our lives, we needed to be part of the pack to be able to survive. If you were ostracized, you were dead. Bye. But as we've evolved, we no longer need those survival instincts. We no longer need to be able to fit in or be a part of the pack anymore, right? What we need now is to be more individualized and really step into our power in order for us to be able to help not just ourselves, but the collective. At the end of the day, we come in with a purpose in this world. And we are so lucky to be alive in an age where we get to focus on what that purpose is, as opposed to focusing on safety, security, and all of the things that our parents' or our parents even had to worry about. So now when I think about getting out of my comfort zone, like I said, I recognize that it really means trusting my intuition more and being okay if other people don't understand what that means. Because ultimately, we all have a different path that we're meant to be following. And nobody, not your mom, not your husband, boyfriend, sister, brother, nobody's going to know what that path looks like. And nobody's going to understand it, nor do they need to understand it. And that's something that I ended up having to really sit with for myself, because I was starting to I was withering away in anxiety and depression, and I felt like I was meant for more or something different. Not necessarily because I need these riches and success and all these other things. No, but because I wasn't doing the things that I truly wanted to do for fear of failure, for fear of judgment, for fear of whatever else I feared, honestly. And I'm at a point in my life that I decided I really need to step in to me. I really need to focus on what is right for me. And it's not necessarily going to be in the way that everybody else expects me to do it. It's going to be in the way that feels true to me. Because success isn't money, it isn't fame, it isn't wealth, it isn't all of these things that we originally thought they were. Success is happiness. It's joy. It's bliss. And in order for you to reach that success, you truly have to figure out what that means for you. What is going to bring you happiness? What is going to bring you joy? What is going to bring you peace? And what is going to make you feel like you're doing something that's bigger than yourself? And it doesn't have to be this big dream and goal and have to be a huge accolade where millions of people know you. A dream can be being a mom. Your dream can be starting your own small business. Your dream can be going back to school, right? Whatever that looks like for you, at whatever age, at whatever point in your life, and whichever way you want to do it. At the end of the day, we live in an era where you can be successful in whatever it is that you want. We have people creating money online in many different forms. We have artists, blowing up. And yes, granted, it's not easy, but nothing that's worth it is easy. Nothing that's worth it is easy. And you may not even fully get to your quote unquote destination. But the whole point of getting out of your comfort zone is for you to love yourself more. It's an invitation for you to really look in the mirror and be enamored by that person that you see. Because you're doing the hard things. You're doing something and that you may have been super scared to do, and then when you freaking do it and you press the button or you take that leap of faith, even if it went terribly wrong, you're like, wow, I did it, but I did it. And that gets you closer and closer and closer to yourself. It gets you closer and closer and closer to what you are supposed to be doing in this world that feels right for you. We have evolved past being instinctual. We no longer need to survive. What we really need to do is to thrive so that we can invite those people around us to do the same. And look, I may be naive in thinking that we can all change the world, but I truly feel like we can. And the one way that we can do that is by stepping into trusting ourselves, getting out of our comfort zone in order to trust ourselves, taking those leaps of faith, and teaching everybody else around us that once you do that, you end up being eternally happy, and that is success. Moving out of the depression, moving out of the anxiety, moving out of the what ifs. That is success. That is happiness. And I don't know about you, but that is 1,000% worth it for me than being safe in my little corner of the world, not being judged, not being like, honestly, that to me, that little corner of the world was the darkest corner of the world for me. And right now, it's scary. It's scary to re-put myself out there and jump out of my comfort zones. But at the end of the day, after even filming my first video back on YouTube, I felt so much peace. I felt so much love for myself. I felt so much, honestly, I was so proud of me without the validation of everybody else, without needing anybody else to understand or accept what it was that I was doing, which, by the way, it's not like anybody was telling me that I shouldn't do it or that I was going to fail. Honestly, a lot of those thoughts, a lot of those, people, the naysayers, a lot of the times they're just in your head, truly. And at the end of the day, nobody needs to understand your process, because it's like everything. Nobody's going to understand what you need to go through because it's your life, not theirs. And nobody needs to see your vision. You need to see your vision, and people will start to see it as it's coming into fruition, because it will. And if it's not the dream that takes you there, at least you start moving in the direction of that dream, and that dream takes you to another dream and to another dream and to another dream. And regardless of the fact, no matter how scared you are, you're going to be so used to that fear that you're just going to jump in, and you're going to invite it and dance with the fear. And you're going to end up realizing that that fear, or underneath that fear, was actually excitement. Excitement. And a lot of the times we tend to, mix up the two because it brings in similar feelings in our body. So I implore you, I don't even know if I'm using that word right, but I really like that word right now. I implore you to do the things that scare you, because those things that scare you are actually you coming back to yourself. And that is so beautiful. I think that the best way for us to be able to change this world is from the inside out. Because the more you have love for yourself, the more you teach other people to have love for themselves, and so on and so forth. And the more people love themselves, the more people love other people, and the more people are willing to help others. And it just is this never-ending circle of love. It's time to move out of survival and move into thriving. It's time to move out of instincts and move into intuition, because that's really what's going to lead you exactly where you need to go. So if you made it to the end of this video, please take this as a sign to freaking do whatever it is that's been in your mind and it has been begging, it has been getting louder and louder and louder. Just do it. Do it and see what happens. And you're going to end up seeing that the world didn't end, that it didn't blow up, that you didn't cause this crazy wildfire, that you just did it. And then really sit with the pride and the love that makes you have for yourself. Anyways, I hope that my video, inspired you in some way, because I want to be as honest and real with you as I possibly can. And I'm going to be honest with you right now. This is scary. And it still is scary, and it will possibly be scary because I'm going to continue to push myself out of my comfort zones and do things in different ways. And I completely invite you to do the same with me. So anyways, have a wonderful, wonderful day, week, year, and trust me, What would it look like to push yourself out of your comfort zone? Really ask yourself that question. And then trust yourself. Anyways, I hope you have the most marvelous time in this life, and I hope to see you shine. Bye.